Hello Leo, how are you? Welcome to your September 2016 Love and General reading. Quick announcement, I did set up an Instagram account finally. It's Jane International. Nothing super exciting, just mostly selfies and pictures of me and whatnot. So feel free to follow, I'd love to have you. And here we go. To your love reading for September 2016. One more for Leo. September 2016. Actually, that top one just keeps pulling off. Okay. Okay. Well, I will tell you up front, in general, for most of the signs, not all of them, but most of them that I've done readings for thus far, it has not been the most overly romantic month. Now, I know there's a lot of like eclipses happening, there's a lot of movement in the sky, again, not an astrologer, but I know there's a lot of things happening, and I think for you, you have 2 sevens, and there's like internal conflict, right? And I think that this is something that you are going through, independent from whether you are single or in a relationship. That this is more about your choices that are placed in front of you, your options, your directions, and allowing yourself to invite goodness into your life. I think that good things are headed your way. And whatever it is that you've been through over the past 2, 3, 4, 5 months, especially in the love department, you are coming out of it in a very fresh frame of mind, okay, very clean, like a clean slate. A lot of you may actually be blank slating it, meaning you broke up with someone and now you're starting new, or you've worked through a lot of the issues that you've been having with your partner or in your relationship or just in your life in general, and now again you are starting fresh. The Page of Swords to me is the epitome of fresh starts. All right, your mind is clean, your mind is open, you are excited, you are curious, you're adventurous, you are playful, you are joyful. You might not feel that way, but I think your spirit is sort of at this place, okay? Options. If you are single, I feel that you are exploring your options, which is good. You know, online dating, going out, socializing, mingling, meeting new people, maybe meeting people through friends. I don't see that being particularly fruitful for you right now or in this moment. Maybe in the future it might evolve into something, and I'll pull a few more cards, of course. But I think that you are just enjoying this like sense of freedom or this sense of excitement. Like I feel that there's a freshness about you, freshness in terms of like self-empowerment. Like you've kind of gotten your control back. And for those of you that are in a relationship, okay, the 2 of Pentacles, which often is about choice, it's often about keeping things balanced, keeping things afloat, keeping things going. Also status quo, okay, keeping things as is despite the unruliness maybe of the circumstances or the environment. But for those of you who are in relationships, I often see this as being a symbol of 2 independent people coexisting peacefully and maintaining this emotional connection with one another while maintaining their self-identity. And for a fire sign, for Leo, that's a very important thing to have. It's a very important thing to be free. And not to say you don't commit, I mean, that's certainly not the case, but saying that your self-identity this isn't just true for Leo, I guess. It's true for everybody, all right? But the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is such a free spirit. One of my favorites in the court cards, because it's just fun. It's fun and it's active and it's going out there and achieving things and it's going out there and experiencing new things. And that's where I think that idea of freshness really comes into play, is that you're open to like experimentation, right? Open to trying new things, even if it's trying new different types of people, right? If you're single. But the caveat to that is that sometimes you do put your own foot in your mouth. Or you do, again, this is like the card of self-sabotage, where you might be totally all down for going out and experiencing new things and opening your mind, expanding your horizons, whatever. But if something promising were to come in, romantically, if you're single, if something promising were to come in, you might not allow it to come in. You might say, oh, well, there's 25 reasons why this won't work, and then just leave it behind. And for those of you who are single, I'm seeing this as being a very anti-committal mindset, which is fine. It's totally fine. If you're in a relationship, obviously you've already committed, and that's not the case. But the things that you are out seeking, the things that you are out trying, they aren't necessarily providing concrete paths for you, right? Like if you are, I don't think that's gonna make sense. Let me try to make it make sense. If you, it's like you're taste testing a whole bunch of different things. And it could be like hobbies, right? Things that you like to do for fun. In a relationship, maybe something you do together, right? Going and doing a wine tasting or doing a painting class or doing a little bit of traveling here and there. But again, these things, you're not going to make the wine tasting your lifestyle. You're just sort of dabbling. You're sort of sticking your toe in, kind of seeing what it's like, and that's it. Okay, great. You're experimenting, you're having fun, you're enjoying your life, but nothing is really. It's like you've already changed your life so much, and things have already occurred so drastically that you are like, okay, that's good. I'm just gonna keep it light for right now. And again, if you're single and you're dating, like I said, you're just gonna date different types of people, but I don't think that any one person is going to really strike a chord with you, right? You have things, you are in the right place at the right time, right? Wheel of Fortune. This is where you are supposed to be right now. And I know that kind of sounds like a cop-out, but this experimental phase that you're going through, even though in the short term, because this is a short-term reading, in the short term, nothing is going to really become very prominent in your life, but it will lead to other things. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's a promise that the pieces of the puzzle are being laid out in a very specific way. And because of the experiences that you will experience over the next month or so, and this open-mindedness that you have, and this excitement, and this joy for life, right, is going to bring about bounty, right? I feel that you are like an adventurer, an explorer. You are exploring the darkness. You are exploring the environment. You are powering through despite not knowing what this is all for or what's the purpose. And it's like you have this wild heart and this wild spirit. And even though this is a page, and it's not the Page of Wands, honestly, I see the Page of Swords as being more quote-unquote wild. This page runs faster, it goes farther, it pushes the envelope, and it pushes the boundaries in so many different things. And this is about experimentation, trying, and like I said, that curiosity for life. Curiosity is not a value, it's not a trait that a lot of cultures value. You know, a lot of people, you know, they tell their kids not to veer too far away from the house, you know, they might get hurt. They always say the curiosity killed the cat, you know, make sure you play it safe, make sure you, and a lot of times people are put into boxes. Well, you're breaking free of these boundaries, and these may be boundaries you set for yourself, that your partner projects on you, and you're just saying, screw it, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna try it. If I like it, great. If I hate it, great. I'm just gonna go see what happens. And because of that open-mindedness and because of your lack of fear of the unknown, you are being promised a reward. Financial reward, perhaps new job offers coming in, but in a love reading, to me, this means someone that you deserve. Okay, so I'm going to pull out more cards here. Hold on, didn't count. There are reversals in here. Yeah, there are definitely reversals in here. But you're not getting any reversals, which is interesting. And I love Two of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Because it's such, I mean, this whole corridor, sorry, that was my cat. This whole corridor here, and look at one thing, I want you to notice one thing, is how much blue this reading has, even dark blue, but blue nonetheless. The only like card that's not blue is this one, and that's like the dagger in the, or the wrench in the spokes, or whatever they say. But blue is a color of solidity and truth, and a color of our subconscious and on. And I feel that you are in a very truthful place. Like there's no denial happening here. There's no suppression, that you just have this open spirit and this open heart, and you're just like gobbling up every experience that you can possibly have. And I'm so excited for you. I think this is so great. And you have the Wheel of Fortune and the World. Oh, Cheeto. Sorry, guys. She's sleeping right by the feet of the tripod. And it's, some of you may be traveling, some of you may be moving from one place to another. Some of you may have really changed your life over the past couple months, and you are finally embracing this freedom that you have, whether you're in a relationship or not. This doesn't really speak to anyone. It speaks only to you and your spirit, okay? I feel that you have ideas in your life. I feel that you have standards, and that you have like maybe you've been through a bad relationship recently, and you have set new standards for yourself, and you will not compromise on those standards, and you will not settle for less, because you want more than what you've had. You deserve more. And I think that you will get it because of your stubbornness. All right, you will get it. And now is a time for exploration. Now is a time for forgetting about love. Oh, if you're in a relationship, obviously you can't do that. But you can live your life, like I said, independently together. And you can support one another, and you can love one another. But your partner doesn't necessarily have to be a part of this part of your life. All right? If you need to rent and get an Airbnb in Vermont and watch the leaves turn gold this year, then go do that. If you need space to write, go do that and create that and make that happen. If you need to pack a bag and go to Bermuda, then do that. Whatever it is you need to do it, and do it for yourself and nothing but yourself. And you will find things taking shape in your life. You will find maybe a partner coming in. Now, I saw this as you, but as I'm saying it, I'm feeling that maybe also this could be someone else coming in. A potential fire sign as well, a fellow fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Someone that you can have a lot of fun with, right? And again, I'm not seeing crazy romantic cards and love and fireworks and sparks and any of that, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't have it. And I feel that this person might really genuinely, intrinsically understand this path that you're on and this freedom that you need, okay? I'm very excited for you. This is a really awesome reading to have. It's very positive, and it can only bring about good changes in your life if you embrace it. If you say, never mind, if you let your fears and your doubts about the choices and options that you have get in your way, then they will get in your way and nothing will happen. This is a very action-oriented card, a very action-oriented knight. He doesn't just sit there, he makes things happen. And it's up to you to make those things happen, the things that you want in your life. Okay? So let's do your general. One more. Well, now we have the 2 7s. Your energy is very prominent in the center of the reading. A couple reversals this time, all right? So in the center, all this freedom and all this joy and everything that I'm talking about, maybe to some of you, it just sounds like a good idea. I think some of you are somewhat paralyzed, or you're going to allow yourself to be paralyzed, because sometimes when you don't see an outcome, when there's not an outcome in mind, right? Like I said, if you try a million things but nothing really leads to anything, well, then what's the point? I think some of you are going to be seeking the reason behind things. Some of you are going to be seeking that purpose. And I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to, and again, like in a career setting, perhaps this means changing firms, right? Or it means standing up to your boss, or it means like completely quitting what you're doing and going back to school, right? But then it's like, well, why would I do that? I'm solid, I'm grounded, I'm there. But the thing about this King of Wands, yes, he is sitting down, and yes, he is stable, but he has his sights set elsewhere. He is not looking forward. He is not looking down. He is not, he's not looking straight at you. He is looking out. He's looking to the horizon, to the sky, to the new opportunities, to the sun rising and the sun setting. And he is, and you can argue that he's facing east, right? Because of this, or I'm sorry, not west, because of his directionality in terms of a compass, right? So he's watching the sunset. He's watching as things it's, to me, it's like the beauty. So the reason why I brought that up is because to me, it's like the beauty of the sunset, right? It's like this guy wants to run off into the sunset, but he can't. He's bridled. He is a king. He has responsibilities. He has obligations. And those obligations, like I said, sometimes they paralyze you. Sometimes they hold you captive if you allow them. Those obligations and things are figments of our imagination. Swords are illusions. They are thoughts. They are not realities. Okay? You have a sick person in your family. I understand that some of you might need to take care of them, right? If you have children, you can't just leave them. If you have a job and you have clients, you cannot just pick up and go. I understand that. However, their dependence on you sometimes is what holds us back. And sometimes people aren't as dependent on us as we think they are. Right? I see victory for you, and I'm so happy the Chariot is in reverse, because the Chariot, the number seven, the sevens are difficult, challenging energies. They are those internal conflicts, mind versus the head, spiritual versus the physical. I feel that the King of Wands always has that spiritual versus physical, right? Spirit is free, and he is a lion. You, Leo, you are the lion, the king of the jungle. You can roam free however, whenever you want. But logically, sometimes you feel that you can't. Logically, sometimes people project onto you. And you do take those things to heart, right? And so I feel that internal struggle is occurring, okay? But yet somehow, some way, you are going to find a way to break free from it, okay? Because we have the card of victory sort of crowning. It's in the top center. So it's sort of crowning this idea of this whole reading, and it sort of trickles down that idea of victory, right? There's a message here for you to just talk to people. If you're in a relationship, this Queen of Wands represents your husband or your wife. If you are single, this can represent your mother, it can represent a boss or a coworker. Someone, though, I feel that you can have a very open and honest conversation without limitation. And whatever you truly, genuinely are thinking and feeling, you can say these things. Some of you may be leaving jobs. Some of you may be making decisions that you aren't sure whether or not they're good or not. You aren't sure what the outcome is going to be. Like I said, you're just sort of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You're dipping your toes into many different pools and just seeing which one fits the best. And I feel that for some of you, that dipping of the toes maybe is a little bit bigger. Like I said, some of you are quitting jobs. Some of you are quitting school. Some of you are leaving families behind. Some of you may be getting divorced. Some of you may be, I'm just trying to think of other things that, justice can represent so many things. But it's almost like a breaking of a contract, right? The breakdown of an obligation of some sort. Whether it's an obligation that you made up in your mind, but it is a breaking free nonetheless. It may be an experiment. It's a scary thing to experiment with your own life, but only that experimentation can bring about true joy. Unless you allow your fears and your doubts to get to you, you're the only one that can do this. You have a foundation. You have someone in your life that loves and cares for you, someone whom you can speak to, that will understand you. This person is underneath you. They are your rock. They see what you want in your life. They see you chasing a dream. They see you needing a greater purpose in your life. They aren't going to shame you for that. They aren't going to condemn you for that. They see it, they understand it, and they want you to explore that, okay? You're very lucky people, sounds like. Whoops. Okay, this one popped out. I used to not pull the ones that popped out, the ones that pops out, but I read cards the way I want whenever I feel like it. But if it pops out and it speaks to me, then I pull it. The 7 of Cups, but this time reverse. 7, 7, 7. 21. 21 works out to 3. 3 is the beginning of a new life, of a new soul, a new spirit. Yeah, I kind of feel like some of you may be waiting because you're afraid. You may be waiting for someone to create a platform in order to discuss this or in order to give you the opportunity to do this. But there's no need for you to wait. You need to create your own platform. You need to just make this happen. This person is there for you, but they aren't, they will support you, but they're not going to egg you on. They're just going to say, is there anything you want to talk about? Yes or no? No? Okay, great. Yes? Okay, great. What is it? You know, they're not going to reach out to you emotionally and get you to tell them what's bothering you. You know, like, it's not like that. You can't just wait for things to happen. You cannot wait for opportunities to come your way. You need to create those opportunities. And even though you might be, you know, having a lot of that conflict, I do feel that there is still a sense of reality. And even though there are these emotions, you know, or I'm sorry, these thoughts and some of these illusions, these fears, these inhibitions, or these inhibitions that you have, there is still a sense of reality in terms of how you can make this stuff happen, how you can go out and experience what it is you want to experience in the way you want to do it. I'm sensing fear in you, okay, and this is a very spirit-driven energy, very spirit, very passionate-driven, very emotional-driven, and I feel like you're working out your emotions. I think you're working out how this all makes you feel. Like, this is a substantial change for a lot of you, and your life is changing direction. It's changing course. Maybe not in an abrupt manner, all right? It's probably slow, and it's probably not as obvious as maybe some of you would like, but I do sense I do feel that there is a sense of fear, hence the waiting. You know, like sometimes you just wait for things to come in your way because you don't want to make that first step because it's scary. But rest assured that the 3, like I said, 777, 21, equals 3, and here we have the 3. And the 3 is that intrinsic idea of new life. Standing on the edge of everything that is familiar, everything that you understand, everything that is comfortable, and pushing yourself over the edge, pushing yourself across that border and getting the things that you need out of life, the things that will make this spirit feel satisfied. This is a very unsatisfied character in general, right? stable and put still and having obligations, but yet still having that adventurer spirit. This man was once a Knight of Wands. Sometimes you need that Knight of Wands to come back. You need that spirit. You need that adventure to come back into your life. And that's what I think this is about. It's about adventure. It's about freedom. It's about joy. It's about exploration. And it's exciting. It's scary because of the things you have in your life and the things that you may need to give up, the relationships that may need to sever. But this can bring about nothing but goodness, right? When we have the Hermit, it is all for a greater purpose. What is happiness? What is true joy? Those are the questions that the Hermit asks. And if you need to find what those answers mean for you, now is the opportunity in which to do so. So, okay, a lot of stuff. Good luck to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next month. Bye.